don't think that all this Christmas horror stuff started in the 80s with this one. Oh no. I have personally found examples way back to the beginning of the 70s. The earliest example I think is one called Silent Night, Bloody Night from 1972. I haven't actually seen that one, but I'm going to talk about what is a classic. Black Christmas from 1974. Remember how I've told you that, yeah, this is a bad cover by the way. I wished it was the original poster that was the cover, but fuck that. Remember how I've mentioned a couple of times that Halloween was the movie that really popularized the slasher genre when it came out in '78? Well, a lot of the things that Halloween did, this one did first. You see, what Halloween actually did was not so much invent a new genre as it combined elements from a lot of other movies. The Masked Killer, the Disguised Killer, was pretty regular in giallo movies, Italian horror flicks, and there have been plenty of body count movies before this one. I mean, there are some who would even call Psycho a slasher, but I don't exactly agree with that. Anyway, the matter of this is that in Black Christmas we are introduced to the formula we know now. It's the sorority house with all the pretty young women walking around, and it's the unseen killer picking them off one by one in really elaborate ways, and it just featured all the cliches before they really became cliches, and that's pretty interesting to watch. And it is a very good movie. It really builds tension. It's frightening. It really is frightening. It has a couple of great characters, particularly the the lady of this sorority house, the leader. She's hilarious. I love her. And the kills are brutal. They're not in the sense that there's gore everywhere, but they're brutal in concept. It's unpleasant to watch, and there are one or two really frightening scenes. But really, all this really needed to be Halloween before there was Halloween was a mask, because yeah, it doesn't have a mask. But then you'd have Halloween. In fact, the similarities are so that that there is a rumor that Halloween was intended to be a sequel in spirit to Black Christmas. But this is just a rumor. I mean, I've heard it somewhere that Bob Clark had intended for that and then gave the job to John Carpenter, but there's no real confirmation on this one, so don't take my word for it. It's just something I heard. But Black Christmas, definitely check that one out for Christmas. The final movie I want to talk about is from last year, and it scared the ever-living shit out of me when I watched it. That's The Children. Yes, just the children. The motherfucking children. This is a nightmare to watch. It's fucked up insane. I mean, again, it's about as simple as it can get. It's two families who, with a lot of kids, obviously, who go to this cabin in the mountains near the woods, I think, where they decide to celebrate the Christmas holiday. I mean, everything is great. They are all having a jolly good time until the kids begin to get sick and act really strange. Violently, even. And then everything just goes fucking crazy. I mean, it's not often that kids are really endangered, even in horror films, and when they are, and when they get killed, which is extremely rare, it's usually off-screen. Not in The Children. Holy freaking shit. I mean, this movie is merciless, like it should be. It's a good thing. Because you see everything. It doesn't become gratuitous gore, really. It just becomes really, really fucked up, because it happens to both age gaps. The parents are off in the most gruesome ways, and the kids are killed in self-defense. It's like it should be. Evil doesn't discriminate. It doesn't care how old you are. You're gonna get fucked up if it wants you to get fucked up. But yeah, the Children is really great. It's really short, so it never has time to get boring, and it just keeps building up the pace and going more and more nuts by the second. It's amazing. You should definitely check that one out. And yeah, that's actually all I have for the recommendation round. So Merry Christmas. Go rent these movies. Perhaps buy them if you really like them. I'd personally buy Black Christmas and The Children, definitely. and Silent Night, Deadly Night. Those are all great. And Jack Frost, just for a laugh. Well, I'd buy all of these. I already bought a bunch of them. But there are so many. There are so many more Christmas horror movies that I haven't actually seen. But as far as I understand from the fan base of this genre, I'm not missing much. Maybe next year I'll go through some of the worst. Who knows? Well, for once I'm not going to ask you to stay scared. I'm gonna ask you to stay jolly. And to all those who think I'm making a Christmas special just to piss off everyone who doesn't celebrate Christmas, bite me and have a happy December. I'm out. See ya.